This Ziggy Marley shoot's some of my favorite work that I've done to date. It looks well produced. It was for Fault magazine. The stylus was great. It looks like it was really controlled and shot in a studio. But actually there was a lot going into it. It was poorly planned. I knew nothing walking into it. So let's break down how I got these incredible shots. My name is Corey Vanderplu, at Corey Photo on Twitter and Instagram. Let's jump right into it. I didn't know what I was coming into. There was no budget for an assistant, for gear, so I literally just showed up with a camera. No backup batteries, no backup cards, just a camera. And you can see this photo really illustrates what I was working with. You can see I walked in, took a couple shots of the space, but really I had nothing. All I had with me was a camera and now this black backdrop. So because I had these beautiful white walls, I actually shot on this wall to start. This is where I was. I used another small stool over here, but I was shooting on this back wall. And you can actually see the lighting was actually pretty fantastic. All I did was really chase light. So let's just scrub through these really quick. This is just finding the balance and getting the subject used to being in front of the camera. You could see he seemed a little stiff, so I kind of shouted at him in a fun way and made a joke about maybe cutting his hair or something like that, and he actually gave me this fantastic look, which you can see turned into this cover image here. But moving on, what I did was, because there was so little planning, I just figured we'd cycle through as many looks as we could. There was an amazing stylist, her name was Chanel Brown. She brought a ton of great stuff. So let's just keep cycling through. You can still see him playing in front of the white wall. Now here's something funny. I actually was able to use this previous ladder up here. There was actually two of them. And what I did was found another piece of canvas just laying around. You can see the top of it here. But what I did was I almost made a backdrop. Very lucky. Wouldn't recommend going empty-handed, but I love the idea of shooting with constraints and shooting in natural light. So, I mean, I was happy to do it. So let's keep going on, change the look a couple times. You can see this is great light. Looks like we're in a studio, finding great stuff. The key is to always keep it moving, always switching it up. New light, new position, new clothing. This way it never gets stale and it always keeps the energy up. Here you can see what that backdrop I was talking about with the light hitting him head on. It looks fantastic. You get some cool things in his glasses. I was a big fan of this setup. So this is just me cycling through a bunch of different options on a director's chair that just happened to be in this space. And then here's me doing the same thing on black with a bit of a side light, which is pretty much just the opposite wall I was started on. You can see how I taped it on here. But very simple stuff. I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary. This is just messing around, testing some light. You can see if I were to shut this out and crop in, the light on his face is really good. Some really blown out stuff. Who knows what this could have been, but you have to be able to experiment when you're on set, or else you could miss something great. This is that same setup as this. I just have him sitting on a stool now. You can see, like, you can't get better light than this. A beautiful ratio. Everything looks fantastic. Keep pumping through. I mean, it's great light. Now keep in mind, each outfit is only taking me about 5 minutes. Now here's one of my favorites for this setup. These were just the craft tables. They had the black tablecloth over. I just stood 3 of them up, and really the only thing keeping these together is tape and the tables on the other side. I wish I took a photo of it, but it's just 3 tables. It made an amazing backdrop. You can see here it gave a great background, and this looks fantastic. You can see the kind of space I'm in. Again, just use the window lighting on this side right beside him. So simple. And then I moved him out just to get a bit more of a simple background, but it looks amazing with his skin tone, and you can see what I came from here. Keep moving, got him to do a couple different things. Look at the light. That's fantastic. Can't get much better than that. Especially, I didn't bring lights, I didn't bring assistants. This is just me. So it all comes down to chasing light and experimenting. And if you're not doing this with your friends, then you can't do it with singers, artists. You just have to shoot more. Again, this is experimenting in front of a window. I mean, there's definitely some cool stuff in here. I overshot this for sure. And then this is him in the space. I kind of dug it. I shot some stuff on my 35mm camera. The film footage came out a lot better, a lot less glare. So this, you can see, worked, but this didn't. So you can't be afraid. I know it's a good idea, but sometimes it just gets stale. I felt like after a minute or two of trying this, he wasn't into it, so move on. This is a cool one, showing his dreads on that same backdrop setup I had, going back to it. So you can see I'm bopping around from, if this was the floor map, I'm here, shooting here, shooting here, shooting here, shooting here, trying to just get a whirlwind, never letting his mind run, always letting it feel fresh, new ideas, always coming and attacking something new. See, I really didn't like the space. This is the art director on set saying try to use the space a little bit more. It was a little bit messy. I like the non-location location. If you look at the finals, you can see that I am on a location, but it's very simple. This is as far as I'd like to go. This was the art director's pick. I had to compromise. It never ran in the issue, so you can see that my instincts, your instincts, are usually going to be right. Let's keep moving here. Let's fly through. So this is kind of cool. This chair and his suit worked really well in front of the backdrop. Had a great style to it, so we ran with these for a little bit. He was digging it. His hair looks great. Keep going through. See, using this space just, it's too industrial. It doesn't make sense. So how do you simplify it? How do you strip it down to its simplest form? And by creating a backdrop and almost like an on-white scenario that you can go to black a couple times if you need to, it really allowed me to experiment. We got some amazing images. You can see that this is non-stop. This is in between two windows, so there's actually a window here and a window here. But simplify it. Simple. It's very simple. You get the little industrial feel, which is always nice, but it's stripped down to its simplest form. Your eyes are drawn here. If we go back to an image like this or this, it's too messy. There's too much going around. Even this is too messy. There's too much going on. It conflicts. So you want to keep it nice and simple. Very simple. Very nice studio aesthetic. And that's how we ended. We ended on black. I mean, this is safe. It's unique. And it's right up my alley in terms of natural light. So you can see, you don't have to do much. You just have to follow your gut, follow your instincts, and you're going to get fantastic images. All because I shoot a lot, I shoot often, and there's no scenario that I can't shoot in. All from practice, practice, practice. My name's Corey Vanderplu at Corey Photo on Twitter and Instagram. Happy shooting.